The very first time I ever tried out for a baby queen competition, they sent me home. They were like, no, you're not even getting into the competition. You're going home. And look at me now, you know? My name is Brigitte Bandit, and my pronouns in drag are she, her. I've been performing for about 4.5 years. I'm based here in Austin, Texas. I'm non-binary. How does it shape my view of the world? I think that as a non-binary person, kind of get a better understanding of the gender binary and how gender is socially constructed. Yeah. Drag is like obviously just so much fun. I just have fun doing drag, and yeah, I love the people that I meet doing drag, and it's allowed me to be who I am and know who I am to my full extent of existence and stuff. You know, being able to exist outside of like the cis heteronormative cisgender normative society is so freeing, and being able to find community outside of that too, and get to know all different kinds of perspectives and people is really empowering and fun. I mean, being a drag queen is kind of like is almost inherently political, especially like here in the United States. And you look at like the decades of the queer people who have come before us and drag performers who have come before us, and how they have made change and stuff. So as a drag performer, it's important for me to take the power that I have as a community leader, and take it not only from the drag show but to the Capitol, right? And it's so amazing to see our community there as well, and like be surrounded and uplifted all together and supporting each other and protecting each other. It's so important when we're together. Well, I think I've just always been politically active. I mean, ever since I was a teenager, like I went to my very first protest by myself at 19 years old. I didn't have anybody to go with, so I just went because it's just been important to me. So I think I've just kind of always been politically active, and now as like a drag performer and a drag queen who like um, has found so much freedom in my community, it's important for me to protect my community. And I've been following all of these attacks on drag in the queer community for a while. So whenever I saw that it was my opportunity to go speak, I needed to go do it. You know, there was just like no question in my mind. It wasn't like a decision. It was just like I had to. Like there was like it wasn't will I do it, will I not? It was duh, I'm gonna be there. You know? Yeah. My favorite events and spaces, I don't know. I think like any drag show I put together, right? I love hosting drag shows. I think drag shows are so powerful. Obviously, that's why we're being attacked so much. But I mean, any drag show that I put on, I do neon rainbows here at Cheer Up Charlie's every month, which is like a queer country night. So it's kind of fun to take like this um, idea of like what it is to be country, which is normally uh, all of the queerness of cowboy culture and stuff has kind of been like washed away. But cowboys have always been gay, like I don't know. Yeah, I think just like my shows in general. Well, I think that the people who are putting these laws together don't know what they're talking about. They have never been to a drag show before. They um, clearly have misconceived perceptions of what drag is and what we do. So I would say, in the most respectful way that you can, go to a drag show and see who we are and like have fun. Like I feel like if you actually saw what a drag queen story time is, you wouldn't be sitting there talking about it and wasting our time and tax dollars on stuff like that. But ultimately, what good would that actually do? Because we know it's not actually about drag. So it's kind of hard. What would I say to them? I would hope that they would be able to see me as a person and not just a scapegoat for their issues and other problems, and know that I am somebody's kid, I'm somebody's sister, I have friends, I have family, I have community, and y'all aren't seeing queer people as people, and it's sad, you know. And I'm born and raised right here in Texas, you know. I belong here, and we belong here. Yeah. How many pairs of boobs? Like intact or cut up? I think I have like 4 pairs. I have my big ones. I have my regular ones. I have my regular ones that have some glue on the nips for whenever I need to do like a pasty moment, okay? Because we don't want crusty nips on the other ones. And then I have a very original set of titties. My very first ones, they have not failed me. And then I probably have like 3 or 4 cut up ones that I want to do something with. I'm holding them. Make a big titty scarf or something. I don't know. It's fun. I mean, like, I never asked to be around kids as a performer. You know, it's so funny because like one of the main talking points is like, why do they even want to be around kids? It's like people want us to be around kids. It's not like people get into do drag because they're trying to like find some insidious way to be around children. Like that is just like such a wild concept to me. Like I'm literally hired to do these events, you know? And whenever my first couple times around kids, I was honestly very surprised at how much kids loved it. Like they just love it. Whenever I did the KUT Rock the Park, they were just following me around everywhere. Like I was some kind of Disney princess or something. I thought I was going to trip over them while I was performing. I was scared. I was nervous. It was just the sea of children all around me. And because they don't see anything more than just like somebody dressed up and colorful and fun, like I said, like a Disney princess or a clown, you know, like kids just love it. It's so much fun to them, and it's fun for me too to see kids enjoy it so much and be able to see people express themselves in ways that you don't see on a daily basis. You know, I think that's exciting to them. The way the kids come up to you, they're just like, you know, they love it. It's so cute. Like, yeah, there's really nothing to be scared of about it. You know, you have to teach that fear and teach that hate. And I think that's clear whenever you have drag queens around kids, because kids are just drawn to how fun I look, you know, how pink I am, you know, like that's just fun to them. And you have to teach them to hate that kind of thing. Honestly, it was whenever I went to go do Bushwig at in New York, and I was on my way back, and I was doing kind of like a little like Q&A on my Instagram feed while I was waiting for my flight back. And somehow we got to like, should I host an open drag night, and what would that look like? Because a lot of open drag nights here in Austin are competitive, and basically like the winner gets $100. So you have all these performers go in, and only one person gets $100, and it's normally based on like how many friends are in the audience cheering for them or something like that. I'm somebody who has never won anything. And so competitions, I haven't found success in competitive spaces. And I'm like, how do we uplift performers who wouldn't succeed in those spaces, but are still just as important and valid as like myself? You know, like how do I give baby performers that opportunity? And also, how do I compensate all of them? Because I think compensation is important whenever you're putting on a show and stuff. Obviously, like I can't get a budget to pay 20 performers, so they get professional photography by Scam Likely. So each performer gets professional photos done. They get portraits done of their drag, which is helpful whenever they do actually get booked and they need to turn in a promo for the flyers and stuff. Like that's so important. And then they also get photography of them performing, which helps promote themselves. So that was like an idea. A part of it was like, how do I compensate all the performers? Okay, photography. And then and then just have it be an open drag stage where you can just do whatever you want and have fun and not feel this pressure to be better than anybody else, but just be true to who you are and what you want to present and what you want photographed, you know? Yeah. It was a little nerve-wracking because I felt like, some people weren't going to get it and some people didn't get it, but I had to just arm myself with as much knowledge and confidence as I could and keep doing it. And there were people who validated me, and I just had to focus on those kind of people who understood who I was and what I was doing, and ignore anybody who didn't get it.
Comments like this are so funny to me because I'm actually AFAB. I'm assigned female at birth, like born female, yet you're assuming that I'm a dude because I'm in drag and I have extravagant makeup on. You're literally proving that gender is socially constructed, and the joke's on you.
But I think that because I'm an AFAB performer and I had to validate myself, I had to learn so much to make sure that I was confident to make sure that what I was doing was valid and right, and I wasn't intruding on a space that wasn't right for me or whatnot, as like these other people like to argue. And so I think that's kind of helped me to this point whenever I do talk about drag and what drag is and these kind of issues, like in the legislature or whatever. Because I've had to validate myself. I know so much about drag that I can talk about it in ways that maybe other queens don't, or aren't able to. Yeah. I think I wouldn't know what to say. I would just be like, I think I would just start crying. I think I would just thank her for showing the kind of grace she does whenever she is being misunderstood, or perceived in a way that isn't right for who she actually is or whatnot. Dolly handles things with such grace and confidence and humor, and that's what we can all use right now. So I don't know what you say to somebody like that. Like, I don't know if I could ever express like the impact that she's had on my life. Like, literally, Dolly Parton pays my bills. Like, if it wasn't for Dolly Parton, what would I be doing? Because half of the time I'm impersonating her. So if I ever saw Dolly, I would just thank her for that. I've watched so many of her interviews over and over, and she's really taught me how to deal with all this kind of stuff that I am right now.